Hey guys, welcome back. It is the very end of December here. It's the 30th, so just one more day of 2024 left to go. And I have not been out on the water for quite a while. Apologize for not putting out any videos for a while as well, but a lot of that is due in part to the storm that hit Western North Carolina recently, Helene. It did a lot of damage and devastation, and just trying to kind of recoup from that storm, along with just the holidays and busy time of year for work, has made it so I haven't been on the river for quite some time now. But I really did want to get out here, just see what the rivers are doing, see how they're holding up, and try to maybe catch one more fish in 2024. So come on along with me and let's see if we can find some. All right guys, so the conditions this morning are fairly cold. It's like 35 out right now. It rained for the past 2 days, which is not great, and the water is fairly high and a little bit dirty. It's not too crazy dirty, but it's definitely higher and faster than I would ideally like here. So my plan, I'm gonna walk in. There's a pool way back here that I know is kind of bigger, deeper, and slower than a lot of the rest of this. Just considering how cold it is and how fast the water's moving, I wanna find some slow, deep water to try to see if I can find some fish that are just kind of hunkering down. All right, so just to give you a better idea of exactly the devastation that's going on out here, these are trees that were ripped up by their roots. You can see they're just going straight across the river here. The river actually used to come this direction. It still partially goes that way, but now it's coming through up there. And you can see this whole bank just slid down into the river there. So definitely a lot of damage is taking place here. So this is, you can see they got some washout here and filled it in with some bigger rocks. So they are starting to work to try to restore some of this damage. And overall, these streams and trails did fare better than I would say I was anticipating that they would. All right, so this pool behind me is where I'm gonna try out here. It's just a nice, flat, very slow moving section. I actually, just as I walked up here, I just saw a fish rise right in here too. He was a pretty splashy rise too. He came and smacked pretty hard at the surface. So really hoping that there are some fish in here. I am rigged up currently with a pheasant tail drop to a midge. I'm gonna try that. The water's decently clear here right now, and with how slow moving it is, I think they will take something pretty small here. It's sandy bottom. I have this rigged pretty light. I think because I just saw that one rise, I want to try not going too deep and heavy just because of how kind of flat this pool is. I really don't want to spook fish in here. I'd rather start really light and then I can add more weight, bigger flies, and start bombing the bottom a little bit more if need be. So it is still early here. I do anticipate that this bite will probably get better as the day heats up and that sun starts to hit the water. But I do think fish are feeding. I think there's a good shot we could catch one right now, even before that. So, all right, we're gonna do like one or two more. And if we're not seeing any action on it, then we're gonna go ahead and try something a little bit bigger here, but I'm like right in the meat right now. There should be fish that I'm drifting past somewhere along this drift. All right, we're gonna try a little re-rig here and see what we can do. All right, so here's my setup now. I've got an indicator dropping, I'd say 2.5 feet down to my pheasant tail. And then I've got that dropping about 12, 14 inches down to a San Juan. Might be a little bit left on this one. I think I want to be a little more in that main current, but let's see. We'll let it ride. So that was definitely a strike. And that was further left than anticipated. There we go. And so that was such a light little take there. And it just really sank. That didn't even look like before. Cold water, these fish are coming in fairly quick here. And that is a beautiful brook trout. Let's see which one he took. Get my hand wet, even though I don't wanna. So he took the San Juan. So they did want something bigger. Cold temps, they're looking for a big meal here. All right, I'm gonna get this fly out of his face. I'll come give you a quick little look. It's a nice fish, it's nothing too insane. But I'll tell you what, hey, cool to see some fish here post Helene. This is a nice, fat, healthy brook trout. Great colors on him. Let's get him right back in. One more look for you. And he swam right off there. So nice, healthy fish. Cold temps are always good because the fish are not stressed. They're able to just swim right off. But that's awesome to see. I'm excited about that. All right, my camera battery died. I switched it over to a San Juan. Now I just dropped beneath it a little purple midge. Kind of a winter confidence pattern for me. All right, I've been fishing for a pretty good while now. Have maybe had another bite or two, but nothing I could definitely confirm and say it was a bite. So it's definitely been slow. The temp has not heated up that much. It's not heated up as much as I was hoping. The sun is coming up, but it's still kind of through the trees. And so there's a lot of shade still on the water here. Yeah, not a ton of movement. So it's just after 10 o'clock right now. I don't have a ton longer, which is really unfortunate. I knew that the afternoon would probably be better today. I was hoping it would warm up more earlier on, which just doesn't seem to really be the case. So I'm gonna throw several more casts right here, and then I do wanna move up and hit kind of the head of this run, where it's a little faster. I know fish will probably hang out in that. It's not too fast, so I think there's a good chance there's fish in that as well. And so I want to leave a little time to do that. I'm not quite sure really how I'm going to fish it because it's deep up there. It's really deep where you see that tree in front of me. I mean, it's like more than waist deep, so I really can't get in right there, which is the ideal spot to really throw some casts into the faster section of this run. So might have to try to get above it, upstream of it, and then let my flies drift down into it. There we go. Finally got one. Ooh. Wow. All right, around the world. That's all right. Another brookie. And this one is on that purple midge. Here you go. Here he is. Smaller than the last one. Not quite as healthy, but hey, I'm happy to catch anything at this point. All right, let's get this guy back in here. All right, guys, so that's gonna be a wrap for me today. I'm just excited that I could get out here and catch a couple more fish in 2024 before the new year hits. And especially just to see that there's still some fish in here kind of post-storm was really cool. I was pretty worried that the streams would just never really be the same, and that's not the case. I definitely wouldn't say they're quite at the level they were pre-storm, but you know, there's definitely fish to be caught out here. I know I've heard from some other people that the Davidson has some fish in it as well. And I did try going about a week ago to the Jacobs Fork and didn't see anything in there. So it might vary a little bit stream by stream, but you know, there's definitely fish out here to be caught. Thanks for watching in 2024, and looking forward to catching some fish in 2025 with you as well.